Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius November 2017 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people, first thing is, well, as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 12th house will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time for Sagittarius where there could be a strong focus on things of a private matter, private matters, time in seclusion, and being very, very exceptionally secretive regarding this, considering we're talking about Scorpio energy. And also there could be more surreptitious activities going on behind the scenes, and enemies that might be very focused on enemies that might, hidden enemies I should say, that really might turn out to be very Scorpio-like and hard to uncover due to the fact of this surreptitious, sneaky energy connected with this. So anyway, well, the next thing is, as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Sagittarius from the 22nd until the 30th, and the first house will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time where Sagittarius may feel more like standing out than usual, shining, perhaps in Sagittarius-like things such as sports. This could be the first house, is about, it's really somewhat egocentric and self-centered. So there might be very strong energy connected with the self at this time. And in Sagittarius, Sagittarius generally can be very, it's a very exuberant and energetic sign anyway, but might even be showing more energy and vitality than usual. So anyway, the next thing is, well, the full moon will be in Taurus on November 4th, and the 6th house will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time for Sag where perhaps something work-related or health-related that required a lot of patience, persistence, and perseverance culminates and comes to an end. It could be I call it a case of the stubborns, a stubborn situation in employment, or maybe a health issue that didn't seem like would come to an end. Sagittarius might get tired of this and maybe do something about this at this time. And anyway, the next thing is, well, the new moon will be in Scorpio, I believe, November 18th. And the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So at this time, this could be something new that Sagittarius embarks on in private. It could be something that they do in seclusion. And it may be something Scorpio-like, such as the astrology, the occult, supernatural, something with magic, alchemy, investigation. It could be learning about forensics. This could be a time where this is about a new period for privacy for Sagittarius. Perhaps maybe Sagittarius was not putting enough time in the private sector of their life, so to speak. And this could be a time where it's really about being able to maintain maybe secrets, things of a secretive nature in private, and have some focus on that, and start something also that might be a new maybe something new that Sagittarius starts to try to weed out, maybe hidden adversaries as well, because this is what this is about. And something, and also maybe tackling maybe some, the 12th house is also connected with our limitations and our restrictions. So this could be something new Sagittarius might try to tackle using that Scorpio-like inner fortitude and courage. So anyway, well, the next thing is, as far as November goes, Mercury will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 5th. So this could be a time where, I mean, the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sag. So this could be a time perhaps where there's a lot of this behind the scenes secretive communication, maybe really doing a lot of maybe writings in private regarding that requires a lot of deep research and a lot of probing. It could be a lot of incisive communications in private. And it could also be talking deeply about perhaps one's restrictions and one's limitations, and being very probing, and maybe thinking about ways to use guile, that Scorpio-like guile, to weed out people that might be pretending to be friends and that are actually really hidden enemies. So anyway, well, the next thing is Mercury, as far as November goes, will be in Sagittarius from the 5th until the 30th, and the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time where Sagittarius might come across as more voluble, more loquacious, talking a lot about perhaps their philosophies, about themselves in a very positive manner, being very upbeat and very expansive, talking in a very expansive way about themselves, their physical body, and having a lot of confidence as well in this. And this could also indicate, I mean, Mercury also is about short journeys, don't forget. So this could be maybe taking some short journeys, maybe in talking over in things, maybe somehow through these short journeys, this somehow impacts maybe the Sagittarius outlook on life, and being maybe even more philosophical about things in general than usual. And it could also be about really talking a lot more than Sagittarius may generally do. And Sagittarius generally is loquacious anyway, but talking a lot more and even emphasizing that bluntness more and that outspoken side of Sagittarius, and a lot more talk, that kind of conversation and communication as well. So anyway, the next thing is, well, as far as November goes, Venus will be in Libra from the 1st until the 7th, and the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time for Sagittarius where Sagittarius it could be a time for making money and financial acumen, showing good financial acumen in connection with one's aspirations and one's objectives. This could be something Libra-like, such as something connected with the law, or something with art, such as sculpting, drawing, or painting, and also peaceful times with friends and acquaintances as well. So those are some things to look at as far as this Venus and Libra goes. And it's really about having those peaceful type relationships, and ones that are really that are very refined as well. Those kind of friendships as well, I think, at this time for Sagittarius. So anyway, as far as November goes, Venus will be in Scorpio from the 7th until the 30th. So at this time, well, the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So the thing about this is, this could be a time for Sagittarius where perhaps in some cases it could be very clandestine and surreptitious type of relationship could be happening in some isolated cases. This could also be a time where maybe making money, maybe doing for example, doing something of a very covert and secretive nature, such as it could be doing some work connected with spying, or doing something even in some Scorpio-like things, such as astrology, the supernatural, the occult, alchemy, magic, something Scorpio-like, detective work. And also it's a time too where, I mean, this is about really showing love, I think, to your own privacy, to really your own private life, and that private sector, so to speak. And there could be a strong love of seclusion and secrecy at this time, since we're talking about 12th house energy and Scorpio energy. And there might be some money that may come to you but behind the scenes, and something that you don't want to talk about. Or in some cases, since we're talking about Venus and 12th house energy, there can be some restrictions and limitations connected with money at this time. Anyway, well, the next thing is, well, Mars, as far as November goes, will be in Libra So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So at this time, Sagittarius might experience perhaps some acrimonious and contentious situations with friends and acquaintances at this time, but it may not be done necessarily in a very strong and outward combative or quarrelsome manner, because Libra energy can be passive aggressive. So fighting might be done through maybe by maybe not answering someone, for example, if you don't agree with them, or by changing the subject, going on a tangent, so to speak, things of that nature. Or somebody requests that you do something, a friend or acquaintance asks, say for you to do something, you might just ignore it and not be compliant, things of that nature, kind of subtle arguing, so to speak. So in any way, there could be a lot of energy put into Libra-like things that are associated with one's aspirations and goals, such as something connected with art, such as sculpting, drawing, painting, abstract art. It could be something with beauty, such as cosmetology, something that might be associated with the legal, something connected with the law, such as doing work as an attorney or paralegal, and in which also might be one's, of course, aspirations as well. So anyway, the next thing is Jupiter will be in Scorpio. So the 12th house, again, is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sag. So at this time, this could be an expansion, in some cases, of surreptitious activity behind the scenes. This could be, this could also be, I mean, very luck and fortune connected with doing something Scorpio-like in private, such as the astrology, the occult, supernatural, doing something maybe with forensics, some kind of private investigation. This could also be, I mean, Jupiter, as you know, could be paradoxical. I mean, it's a benign and benevolent planet, but it could also enlarge things, and it could enlarge maybe the person's private life. In some cases, it can enlarge perhaps, I mean, in some isolated cases, especially if a mental illness may exist, it can enlarge this in to some degree, perhaps. In some cases, it might enlarge some kind of limitation or some kind of restriction. Maybe the person's, you know, maybe the sexual life for some reason in some cases might be restricted, being Scorpio energy, or maybe that ability. I mean, you know, I mean, this could also be, I mean, given that this is, I mean, Jupiter and Scorpio can be some luck through some transformation, and it can be something that might be done in privacy and done in seclusion, but it could also expand perhaps hidden adversaries and people that are pretending to, that are manipulative and pretending to be your friends. So be careful as well at this time. So anyway, next thing is Saturn will still be in Sagittarius, of course. In the first house, of course, is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So at this time, I mean, there can be a little greater propensity to lose weight during this time, especially if we're talking about a Sagittarius ascendant, because of course that does represent the physical body. The person, I mean, might be a little bit more inclined than usual. I mean, for Sagittarius, it could be very noticeable to be a little bit more despondent or melancholy, or just be flat out more serious. I mean, this could cause certain restrictions with the physical body. I mean, it can be, there might, in some cases, perhaps it can be some health issues that are Sag related, such as something with the thighs or the hamstrings. But Sagittarius might not be showing that exuberant self that they usually do, the expansive, exuberant, enthusiastic energy, because you're talking about Saturn being, we're talking about Saturn and the first house, Saturn in Sagittarius. So anyway, it could also be that at this time that a very older or sagacious person might really have a strong impact on your outlook of life at this time. So the next thing is, well, Uranus will still be in Aries, and the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sag. So this could be a time where you might, I mean, there might be some, if applicable, Sagittarius might be experiencing children, or I should say might have children that might be experiencing a very pioneering and ingenious like manner. In some cases, if this is a woman and there's a childbirth, there might be something unusual about this, that maybe the child might be born exceptionally early, exceptionally late. This could also be some tumult and chaos and unpredictability going on in one's love life at this time, and perhaps with one's children. It could also be maybe in some unusual need for maybe some kind of gambling or things of a speculative nature, or even an unusual or eccentric love could happen at this time for Sagittarius, and could be that lovers and children might be more unpredictable than usual at this time. Now, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So this could be a time for Sagittarius that there may be there might be something in the home life that might be confounding or confusing, or something that might be unclear at this time. In some cases, it could be that a family member might succumb to some kind of alcohol or drug use. This could be a time too where maybe there's something in the home life that might be unrealistic, or Sag is overly idealistic about it. Could be over a family member, could be not seeing the reality in one or more family members, or maybe there's some kind of unrealistic ideas about a home, like for example getting renovation done by a day that would be much earlier than realistically it can be done. There just might be some general unrealism connected with one's home life. And also keep in mind that this is about roots. Fourth house is about roots and traditions as well. So there might be something unclear that Sagittarius is facing regarding roots and or traditions, and maybe trying to uncover them. And there might be some confusion regarding this, and not being able to really uncover what they need to in those matters. So anyway, well, the next thing is that I want to say too that Neptune could be about water too, so be careful too about, there's a little greater propensity I think for flooding in a home as well at this time when you're talking about Neptune and the fourth house. So anyway, next thing is Pluto will still be in Capricorn, and the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius at this time. So Sagittarius may experience, there might be in some cases, there might be some obliteration or destruction of where this person makes money. It could also be something very transforming that happens with this. There might be a strong transformation in the person's monetary situation. It could be better. In some cases, it might be completely worse. This could also be, Pluto is also about death. I know people don't want to hear the dreaded D word, but could maybe in some cases it could indicate maybe somebody passing away that might be involved strongly in the person's monetary situation, the place where the person generates their income. There also can be some upheavals and crisis in monetary matters, and this is about a time where you might want to make a strong transformation and change, or at least one that will impact strongly your self-worth and self-esteem at this time. So anyway, well, the North Node will still be in Leo. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this is a time where Sagittarius may strongly take pride and dignity in ninth house matters. And it could be connected with religion, higher education. It could be long distance traveling. It could be about spending money on these things and it being extravagant with this, having to fork over a little more money than usual. And it could also be about showing a lot of fortitude and courage and expressing one's beliefs as well. The ninth house is also about our in-laws and about our grandchildren as well, if applicable. So this could be a time where you might, North Node in transit can often be about confronting issues. So it might be confronting issues with one or more of these people I described, with that Leo type self-assuredness and confidence, and using that courage and fortitude as well. And really, anyway, the next thing is, well, the Black Moon Lilith will be in Sagittarius as far as November goes, from the 1st until the 9th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. So at this time, there might be some unveiling about Sagittarius personally. It could be the physical body, and especially if we're talking about the Ascendant, and this could be something Sagittarius connected. It could be something with the hamstrings or thighs, something that they didn't necessarily want to come out. It could be about their personality that didn't want to be necessarily wanted to be unveiled. Something with the philosophical outlook that might be seen as warped or just different to others, and that they just didn't necessarily want other people to know. It could also be, I mean, keep in mind, the Black Moon Lilith could really be about a very strong, could represent a very strong, formidable adversary. And to me, I mean, you're talking the first house. This could be a, you know, Sagittarius might come into contact, head-on confrontation with somebody that could either be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or it could be somebody that simply embodies Sagittarius-like characteristics. So anyway, well, the next thing is, as far as November goes, the Black Moon Lilith will be in Capricorn from the 9th until the 30th, and the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Sagittarius, well, this could be a time where there might be something very depressing connected with one's financial situation that comes out, that's revealed or unveiled, that Sag didn't necessarily want to come out. It could be a very, maybe some kind of depressing value or something, something about the way maybe money is made, is generated with them, that they don't want. It could be something of a very, being Capricorn, of a very serious nature, of course. And this could be something too where, you know, I talk about Black Moon Lilith representing somebody that could be a very strong enemy or adversary. Well, this could be a time where maybe somebody, a Capricorn, say Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, comes out and maybe has some negative impact on one's economical situation, or this person comes out maybe in the place wherever it is that Sagittarius might be generating income and is revealed as an enemy for whatever reason. So anyway, well, last but not least, Chiron will still be in Pisces at this time. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sag. So this could be a time for Sagittarius where they may experience perhaps some emotional wounds and suffering in matters connected with the home and family. It could be, in some cases, it could be over maybe Pisces ambivalence and indecision and confusion. It could be some chaos in the home. In some cases, this could indicate somebody that is resorting to, in the home life, that is resorting to recreational drugs and or alcohol. It could even be the assimilation, inadvertent assimilation of some chemical like radon in the home. Also, this could also be a time, I mean, keep in mind that, I mean, this is about, I mean, Chiron is the wounded healer. So, I mean, it's also about healing. So this could be a time for Sagittarius where they might be able to help others in their families, perhaps maybe heal some kind of wounds in suffering, using that Pisces like compassion and empathy and self-sacrifice, or any wounds connected or suffering connected with confusion over one's roots, finding one's roots in one's traditions. Maybe Sagittarius can use that Sag-like wisdom and help them do this, and doing so with that Pisces-like compassion. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius November 2017 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Capricorn November 2017 horoscope forecast. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.